Okay, I'm back with another bracelet making video. Somebody asked me to slow down the video that I made yesterday, so I'm going to do this one in real time. I have a friend who would like this put on a bracelet, a lowercase, I am enough. So the first thing I'm going to do is count how many spaces, not letters, but spaces, because a space, each letter is a space, and the spaces in between the words are spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So the center of that, the middle of 11, would be 6, right? 5 on each side. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the middle. So this is how I'm going to stamp. I'm going to stamp, start with the E and enough and go this way, and then I'm going to come back and go this way. Okay, the next thing I want to do is find the center of the bracelet blank. She wants a thin silver. I got these on from an Etsy shop, so they're a bit thicker than the ImpressArt blanks, but this is the 1/4 inch. It is exactly 6 inches long, so I'm going to find the center, and I'm going to mark the center. So I know what the center of my bracelet is going to be for the center of the messages, okay? And since this blank is quite a bit thicker, it does not fit in the jig when it's attached this way. It's too thick. So what I've figured out to do is I can still put it underneath like this, right? And just clamp it down to my steel block. So that's what I'm going to do. So the line is where the E is going to go in enough. And she wants all lowercase. I'm going to put that line between spaces on the jig, not on a line. I'm going to line it up with spaces because I'm going to line up my stamp in each space. She wants all lowercase letters. So I'm going to use I have Bridget lowercase 3mm size, and I got these storage cases on the ImpressArt website. It makes it so much easier to get them out of this than the little come in the cases that are like this. It's so hard to pull the letters out. Really difficult. Okay, so I am enough. So I've got my brass hammer. Okay. And I'm set up here. I've got where I want it to go. I hope you can see this with the bright light. I hope. It looks like you can see it. Okay. So I'm starting with the E in enough. A, B, C, D, E. This is an old set I have and they're a bit rusty. So I'm going to line up the with this line, and I'm going to put it so the stamp fits in between the lines here. I'm going to make sure it's straight. I'm going to make sure the E is facing me. I wrote it on the blank because this is one of the basic sets that don't come with the ImpressArt stamped on them, so I wrote one so I know which way they go. Some of them can be confusing. And I'm going to place the stamp right in the space. And I'm going to give it a good whack. I tend to whack a couple of times because I don't trust myself. And then I make it too deep. So there's the E. Next is the N. We're going this way. You could go the other way if you wanted. It doesn't matter. There's the N. So that's the way it's going to face. I'm going to place it in the next space. The jig is really handy for figuring out how to space your stamps. I really recommend the jig. I wish it came with the capability to do more widths. This is the N. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. And next is the O in enough. The O. I wrote it on here. It's facing me. It's going to go in the next space. Right there. Oh, I don't stamp them too deep. Oh, and we need the U, R-S-T-U. This is the U. And and I wrote it on here. So I'm going to have the letter facing me. Place it in the next space. Okay. I don't want my letters to come too close together. U. And we need the D. The G. Well, there's no D. Okay, well, the lowercase g. It's going to face me. I'm going to put it in the next space. Okay. You probably can't see where I'm placing it at this angle, with the camera at this angle. If you can see, I'm placing it so the stamp falls between the lines. Okay. All right. That's the G. H. That's the H. Make sure it's facing me. Always check before you stamp. You don't want your letters to come out sideways or upside down. Ask me how I know. I've done that before. So you want to be careful of where you're placing your... Gosh, that looks off to me. Okay, this is the H. Why is it? It looks like it's going to come out right on top. I'm feeling a little bit... Okay, it's going to go in this one. But this one looks too far away. No, maybe it's right. H. Okay. H. I am enough. Yeah, it's a little bit far over. Okay, now for the I am, okay, we're going to go the other direction. We're going to work backwards. We're going to skip a space and we're going to get the M. Okay, we're going to go L, M. This is M facing me. We're not going to put it in this space. We're going to put it in this space because it's a space between the words, right? I'm going to line it up in there. Try to do it once and see how it comes out. All right, I did it. I just have to whack harder. I'm still getting used to how hard to hit the hammer. This is the A. Am. I'm going to put it in the next space between the letters. Right there, which you probably can't see, but this is the letter A. There's the A. It looks like it came out a little close. I don't know why. And the letter I, and she wants this all lowercase. So I'm going to even do the I in lowercase. Okay, I'm going to skip a space. Actually, I need to move this a little bit because I'm running out of space here. I just want to make sure that one's in the right place. Okay. And I'm going to take the letter I. I'm going to skip a space, right? I'm going to skip a space and I'm going to put it in this space. All right. I. The jig also helps to keep it from warping a little bit, but it's still warped maybe because it wasn't held in so tight. When it warps like that, just take the hammer and hammer the back of it to straighten it out. If I want to hammer the front, I'm not going to do it with the metal hammer. I'm just going to take this rubber mallet, because if I hit it with this hammer, it's going to mark up the metal. It's going to mark up the blank. It looks good. It's warped a little bit this way. All right. So it says, I am enough. I think, put the letters back first. What I want to do here, do I want to add hearts, or I do have crosses. Let's see. I have crosses because I have little crosses here. This little cross would work. You know what? I think I want to put it back in here to make sure I line it up properly. I hope I'm not getting my head in the way. I'm trying not to get my head in here at all, so I'm trying to keep this where you can see what's happening. All right, I want to leave a bit of space, and I want to put a cross. Maybe I will leave one space So I'll skip this and I'll go here, and because I want to do it even on both sides, I put an arrow so I know which way it goes. I think I got these crosses on Amazon, so they're not marked. It's crooked, but that's okay. It's homemade, right? I mean, handmade. Okay, I'm gonna put a cross on the other side too. So we're gonna skip one. We're gonna go here. Let's see if I can get it straight this time. I had it a little twisted, so it's another thing. You want to make sure your stamp is straight, which I have a problem with doing things straight. Okay. And also when you stamp, you want to push down. You don't want to just hold it loosely. You want to hold it tightly and you want to push down, okay? Press into the stamp, into the blank. Okay, that came out straighter. So now what I want to do, after I straighten that out a little bit. Okay. I would like to put her initials on the inside, maybe at one end. That's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to put a heart at one end. Okay. I like the arrows too. I think I'll put a heart. These are all my little hearts. Okay. I would like to put a heart. I have a variety of them. This one might make a good impression. I would put it close to the end. This is going to be on the inside of the wrist. I'm just trying to line it up. I'm guessing where it's going to line up. Alright. And if I feel like it didn't make a deep enough impression, right? It's a little light. I can feel with the stamp. Sometimes I can feel where it was, okay? And I can restamp. There we go. Came out a little darker. That's risky though, because sometimes you end up with a double impression, but that worked out. That worked out. And I think I'm going to put her initials in here. Okay, I am going to, yeah, okay. Let's see. We're going to put a, oh, I think I need the period, but it stamps, seems to stamp high to me. One's ImpressArt. They're both ImpressArt. And I can't tell. I think this one is more of a period. It's confusing. Okay, punctuation. All right, I'm going to put a period after her initials. So first will come the period, right? Because we're working backwards. Okay, and that looks more like, I don't know, it seems like it should be lower to me. And I'm going to put her last letter initial here. Line that up a little bit, and it's really going to be off. I'm probably messing the whole thing up. Okay, this is C, and I'm going to do another period. Okay, I'm just lining these up. I'm just guessing on these. So, yeah, it's more like a dot between the letters. It's okay. She knows who she is. This is the J. All right, I'm going to do her first initial right here. Okay. All right, and that warped that a little. It's easy enough to, it seems like when you hammer near the ends, it makes the bracelet curl that way a little bit, but I find that if I do this along the sides in between, I can make it pretty straight. Okay, she wanted this pretty plain. All right, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take my enamel marker, and this is the ImpressArt stamp enamel marker. And I am going to fill in the impression. I want to make sure, I don't like to just write over it because I want to make sure that it gets in there. So I kind of, what I do is I dab it in to the letter to make sure it fills it in. I've seen people just write over it. I don't know, to me, I think you waste a lot of ink that way also, because you're writing where you don't need to be writing. And it may not go as deep into your letters as you want it to. So you can speed through this. All I'm doing is dabbing the tip of this pen into each impression, each letter. Okay. All right. And I want to let it dry for a minute or two. I want to make sure the ink is dry. And sometimes you can look and you can see that it didn't quite fill in where you want it to, so go back and dab some more. That looks good. I just want to give that a minute to dry. I'm not sure if I'll dab the inside. I may just leave it plain. Less visible. Okay. What you want to do now is take a paper towel. This is really big. I just reuse it over and over again. Okay. And you want to dab before you wipe it away. You want to dab. Okay. Then I like to rub it off in kind of a circular motion instead of just like that. And you see it coming to life. You see the letters appearing, and it looks beautiful. The stamping looks good. I hope it's not too deep. Let's see. You see that? That's focused. Okay. And what you can also do is you can finish this up to a super shine. This block, it comes as a set of two. One of them is for coarse grit, for giving it more of a rough finish and filing off the edges. And this one gives it a super shine. This bracelet. So it's got a fine side and a super fine side. Let's see what the fine side does. Yeah, now the super fine, which I like, brings it to a super shine, super fine, super shine. I mean, I don't know if you can see that shine. Flip it around, and I'm going to shine this end. I like it shiny. I don't know. Other people, you can do a brush finish. And you also want to feel your edges and make sure there's nothing sharp. You want to make sure your edges feel smooth. The shop that I got this from on Etsy did a really good job making things feel smooth. Now, I could texture the edges of this. I'm going to wait on that. I don't know if she wants it textured. I'm not really sure. I'm just going to do it plain. She wanted a plain silver. Okay. So I'm going to take my bracelet bender if I can find it. I have so much stuff on my desk right now. Okay. This is the ImpressArt bracelet bender, and this is the That's for rings. This is the bracelet bending tool. And I use both of them. I get it started on this. And what you want to do is stick the end of the bracelet in here and bend your bracelet this way. You don't want to go too far. You don't want to go too far. Okay, like that. You're going to flip it over and do the same thing on the other side. And you end up with a shape, something.